Happy Valentine's Day from your Executive Chef Rich Crisanti. This is our third demo cooking class, and we're going to be preparing Individual Beef Wellington and Encrusted rack of lamb. These two dishes are one of my favorite dishes to prepare, and especially around Valentine's Day, so I wanted to share them with you. So we'll go through each recipe and show you how to prepare them if you want to prepare them at home for your loved one. Our first recipe we're going to begin with today is our Encrusted rack of lamb. We're using a 14 to 16 ounce New Zealand rack of lamb. If you'd like to use Australian or domestic Colorado rack of lamb, you can do that as well. This is a perfect portion for one person, so we're going to start with that. Our mustard mixture right here is prepared already. We're going to have Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, A1 sauce, salt and pepper, fresh garlic, and a little bit of chopped rosemary and chopped parsley. And then we put the additional chopped parsley, rosemary, salt and pepper in our panko breadcrumbs. Now we're going to take our mixed Dijon mustard mixture, and then we're going to take it and we're going to make sure we put a really good coating on our lamb all the way around. Don't be shy with it. It has great flavor. And then we do it on both sides. And we need this because the panko crumbs are going to stick to this. So a good amount. Now that I have a good coating on there, we're going to take it and we're going to press it into our panko crumbs. Now we have the breadcrumbs on our lamb, and we're going to refrigerate it for a half hour to 24 hours, all based on your timing. And we need to do that so the breadcrumbs adhere to the mustard and to the lamb, so when you saute it in oil, it won't fall off of the lamb. And then you'll finish it off in the oven based on what temperature you would like. And we'll be back to show you the final product. And we're back with our Encrusted rack of lamb with gratinée potatoes and fresh vegetables. You can see the panko crumbs have a nice brownness to them, and the lamb is cooked to a perfect medium rare. And now we're moving on to our next recipe, which is our Individual Beef Wellingtons. We have a sheet of puff pastry that we've defrosted. At home, obviously, you don't have puff pastry like this, but at the grocery store, Pillsbury or Pepperidge Farm has a really good puff pastry, and you want to make sure when you defrost it, you either defrost it in the refrigerator for a couple days or refrigerate it out on a counter in a Ziploc bag, because you don't want your puff pastry to dry up. If your puff pastry dries up, you won't be able to properly close it around your meat. So to show you an example of a full piece of puff pastry, I have this here. It's about a half sheet pan size, and we're going to put it off to the side. We're going to make sure that we have a little bit of flour on our cutting board because we don't want our puff pastry to stick. And then we're going to divide it into 4 pieces. Okay? So I take the puff pastry, and then we're going to put it right on the floured surface. Like that, and then we're going to flip it over. Make sure we flour it a little bit more because we don't want it to stick while we're rolling it out. And then I don't roll it out a lot. I want some thickness to it, but I just roll it out a little bit so that way I have more working space when I'm wrapping my individual beef Wellingtons. Then we're going to take our puff pastry and divide it into 4 pieces. Now we're going to put this together. First, we're going to take our liver mousse pate that you purchased. I'm going to put that right in the center. You don't have to put a lot, maybe a tablespoon or so, because it's strong in flavor. Take our mushroom duxelle, which is included in the recipe packet. We put a little bit here and kind of get it to a circle size, about the same size as our filet mignon. Then you have our filet mignon. We're going to flatten it out just a little bit. Put a little bit of mustard. We're adding a little bit of mustard on the top. Then obviously we want to put a little bit of salt and pepper to add to the flavor. And then mustard side down, we're going to place it onto our puff pastry. Then, like glue, we need to make sure that we use egg wash every time we make a fold so it seals. So I like to start out with a little bit of egg wash. And I peel that back and fold it over. And then I need a little bit more egg wash. And we place that there, and then we make our next fold, like so. And then fold it in. And this is the bottom, so it doesn't really matter if it's perfect, okay? And then you fold again. And then if you have excess, you can trim that off, like so. And then our final, a little bit more egg wash, like so. And then we'll do our final seal on the side. Then you have your beef Wellington, in which we're going to make sure we put it on a pan sprayed sizzle plate or baking sheet. With any leftover puff pastry, I like to do a little design or theme it out. So because it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to put a heart shape on top. So we cut out a heart shape with our excess puff pastry. And you have to make sure that if you're applying anything to garnish it with, you have to, once again, egg wash it. So we put a little bit of egg wash, and the egg wash helps to brown it up really nice. And then we take our heart and we put it on top, and then we put a little egg wash. And now we've put the finishing touches on. We put a nice little heart shape from any leftover puff pastry we had, and it's going to go into the oven that's been preheated at 425 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes until it's perfectly golden brown. And we're back with our beef Wellington. You can see it's a nice golden brown, and we have our nice heart shape garnish on the top, served with some gratin potato and fresh vegetable. Perfect dish for Valentine's Day. And to conclude, I hope you enjoy these dishes for Valentine's Day. If you have any questions, by all means, please feel free to reach out to me. And from everyone at Shadowwood, we'd like to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day.